And we're back with the dreaded craft closet. If I had to put one room at the top of the list that I like to avoid, it's this closet. This closet is at the top of my most avoided rooms in the house. Yet it's also my most functional room. You may remember early on in the decluttering journey that we already tackled this room, and it looks pretty much as bad as it was. I'm not gonna lie. This is one of those spaces that we store craft supplies, books, we store extra toiletries and cleaning supplies. You may have noticed walking in, there's even a baby lock on the door. It doesn't help, okay? For whatever reason, if I don't check in with this closet, it looks like this at the end of the day. So with that in mind, I'm going to go into this closet and try and be really ruthless on what we need and what we don't need. See if I can't devise systems that are a little easier for my family to keep up with, because clearly what I had in place is not working. We did manage to keep it clean for probably 6 months, and then all it takes is for one of us to just not check in and do quick little 5-minute pickups from time to time, and it just goes to this. It's just snowballs. It just snowballs into a giant disaster. So let's see what we can do in here today. Without fail, every time I take on a major decluttering challenge like this one, I always seem to get paralyzed. And I'm trying to figure out where that it's coming from. I don't know where to begin. I mean, I can't even step foot in here right now. I also suppose there's an element of doubting myself. There's an element of just being angry, if I'm being perfectly honest. Angry that we let this closet go again. But as I'm on this decluttering journey, this happens. It happens, and it's okay. And we've got to accept it as part of the process. Clearly the systems I had in here were not working, so we are going to address those. I don't think it'll be as bad as I have it built up in my head, but I guess we'll find out.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares?
One thing I know for sure that I want to do is add an extra one of these shelves. There's a lot of wasted space going on, so we're gonna run and get that. I'm looking at the barcode to see what that is, and then I'm gonna guess that that is a 6-foot board, but we need to measure it. All right, 12 inches by 6 feet. I know that my local Lowe's does a curbside pickup now, and the benefit of leaving the barcode on your items, you can just scan it. So I added 3 brackets and 1 shelf, and that should be ready to pick up in a couple of hours. So we'll just keep working on cleaning, and then hopefully that'll be ready soon and we'll be able to tackle that. Now this closet system, I will tell you, is not the most budget friendly. Each shelf and set of brackets is about $40. It doesn't count the brackets that are on the wall, but I will tell you, it is super duper convenient when you just need to add a quick shelf. I'm all about the budget friendly stuff, and I just wanted to throw that out there that I really don't consider this closet. I mean, I feel like on Marketplace I could get a shelf for 40 bucks. You know what I mean? But this is custom to my dimensions of my closet. It maximizes the space, so for that, I do feel like it's worth it. Okay, so basically we decided to pull everything out that was on the floor. Yes, all this was on the floor of that craft closet. When the decluttering gurus tell you it looks worse before it looks better, this is what they're talking about. slightly overwhelmed by what's going on here, but we're just going to take it box by box and bin by bin. That allows us to get into that closet, and I can now go in and readjust the shelves and start working on that. My dear sweet husband, yes ma'am, we decided we're going to make a date of it and work on this together tonight. I don't know, I doubt we'll get done tonight.
Who knows?
Who knows? So
we can do it.
Mr. Optimistic.
I have faith.
I'm Mrs. Pessimistic.
Shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try, know that it's time.
Question for you all. What do you do to entertain yourself while you're working on house projects? I go through waves of either listening to audiobooks or jamming out to music. When Steven and I work together, we like to listen to a station on Pandora called Laid Back Beach Music, and it just has a mix of our favorite artists. I'm going to link my Bluetooth headphones down in the description box. I purchased them for $49, but I have seen them regularly on sale between $29 to $35 kind of thing. And they would make a great Christmas gift. And I just want to share those with you because they are excellent. They got great sound quality. I will also put other items I share or that make an appearance in this video down in the Shop This Video section of the description box as well. Alright, it's still a hot mess, but it's an organized mess at this point. I've got my bins dumped out. This is probably going to be changed into something else because it's kind of ambiguous. But like, I've got the organization bins going. Steven has pulled out some more bins. I'm hoping those weren't tampered with too much. Those are like puzzles, and I want to say those are like specific art projects that I have planned for homeschool. And he's also working on this shelf for me. I want to be able to get those little shoe boxes. I want to create a shelf so they're all sitting on one level. That was one issue that we had. Stacking those did not work out. You can just imagine the mess that ensued when somebody was trying to get into a bin that was on the bottom of a stack.
That spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And 'cause if you might mess it up, you're stronger than the others think. And 'cause if you might mess it, go ahead.
You may recognize this shoe rack as the same one that was in Grace's room declutter. That package actually came with two, and it fits perfectly. This is like a really skinny door, and it fits perfectly. So one of the new systems I'm trying to implement are putting things like glue and kid scissors, and I don't know what else quite yet, but my thought is those are the things that they tend to come in here and reach for the most. And by having it on the door, they're not walking in here and destroying. That's my theory, okay? I'm sure they'll still find a way to destroy this. But I thought that that might be a good thing. I might put some Play-Doh and Play-Doh toys that Eric could easily access instead of accessing that huge bucket. So, if it ends up working out, I'll update y'all on a future video, okay? Alright, it has been several days since we filmed, and mistakes were made. My house was taken over by kids getting into the craft supplies, the Play-Doh, you know, all that stuff is just laid out, and they're like, ooh! And chaos just ensued, and I got overwhelmed, and I shut down. So it's taking me a few days to recover from it, unfortunately. I think it's a slob who comes clean who has a very good strategy about working with small amounts, you know, working with just one shelf, which is what I should have done. When you take everything out and it takes over your island, your table, your living room, your floor, you have to take care of it, because otherwise exactly what happened in my house is what's gonna happen. People are gonna get their hands in it and you're making more work for yourself. So don't make my mistake. Work in small increments at a time if you can. I'm not gonna put too much pressure on myself today. You may only see me for a couple of minutes in this video and I may shut down again. I don't know. But we're gonna get going. The one good thing that came from my roller coaster of emotions on this closet was I was motivated to get rid of as much as possible. The less we have to manage in here, the less of a chance this closet will go to shambles again. So that is a motivating factor for me to get to the bare minimum in this closet. I just want to keep what I know we're going to use, what I know we're going to do, and get rid of the rest. History has shown that if I can see it, I will use it. If I can't see it, I don't know it's there. It's as good as not there. So because this closet is such a multi-purpose closet, we've got decor, we've got cleaning products, we've got games, we've got school supplies, we've got craft stuff, it's imperative that I get rid of as much as possible and set it up in a way that I can see it and it's functional, and also figure a way to keep my kids out. If you make one of those digital key locks for regular doors and you would like to sponsor me, I invite you. At this point, I feel like that's my only solution, because with 3 kids, if you don't see them actually do it, nobody's going to admit the crime. I've thought about putting a key lock on it. I tried something like that upstairs with a locker that was opened by a key. Either we lost the key and the key would be lost, or the kids would get a hold of the key and just be able to access it anyway. So it really just kept Eric out. Didn't keep big kids out. I feel like if I had a coded lock that just Steven and I knew, then we're the only ones that can get in here. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's a little extra. But also my sanity might be worth it. The struggle. One of the helpful tips I've stumbled upon in recent years was at my mother-in-law's house. She keeps a bag of rubber bands in a kitchen drawer, and it comes in handy for wrapping around bags of veggies, or in this case, keeping a box of games that has a loose lid on it. Keeps it tight. This could probably use 2 rubber bands. It's such a simple concept, but I never thought about that. Maybe you were like me, sleeping on rubber bands, so just figured I'd share that. A big old bag costs just a few bucks and you just keep it in your drawer. 10 out of 10, recommend.
If you might mess it up, you're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Shine, go ahead and shine, darling, go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might.
So far, all of this stuff is leaving the house. I need y'all to put these puzzles together and make sure we have all the pieces. We were able to get rid of so much stuff that this is all we're left with. Basically nothing on these shelves. So I had been putting stuff up here to organize, and I think I'm going to organize everything now for aesthetic purposes and also for what makes sense. Like what I want on the bottom shelf that I know Eric's going to be getting into and that he's okay to get into. And then work my way up to stuff that's going to be off limits. Stuff with small pieces, or like our stem kits right here that need all the pieces to stay intact so that they function. I also want to show you our door here with all different sorts of little supplies. I think will be fun. These are actually empty. I usually put fresh markers in every few months. This is my crayons. Here are my crayons. How do you say crayons? Okay, so I may move them into here. My thought is these would pop open easy and they'd just be all in the pocket. We've got our package of colored pencils. Eric has some little color papers, watercolors, stapler, glue. These are those permanent paint pens that we organized early on in the video. So those are going to be way, way, way up high. Same with the sidewalk chalk. If that was accessible, all my furniture would be colored on. I need to move that tape to the tape bin. Here are some of the utility bins. We got glue, tape, and scissors, chargers, random craft supplies, and stamps. I have all of these bins here. I managed to empty all but one. This one kind of just has miscellaneous clothespins, so I'll probably just leave that like that. Actually, I'll go put this in my sewing room. I bought this for cooking, so actually I need to put it in the kitchen for like drying vegetables and all that good stuff. I'll probably just give it away, actually. I've had it for like a year and never used it. We have a few empty bins here, which makes me happy. That leaves us room to grow. Labels have been removed. Then I have a couple of items that need to just be put away.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better without what's been holding us back now. Let's move closer to
I just figured out what I can use one of these for. I like to keep little baggies that we've used for random things like flashcards or puzzles or things like that. So I try to recycle and reuse. This is something easy that I can grab if I need to throw some crowns in a baggie for church or things like that. So I like to have those on hand, but they just lay out up here and then they get spread out. So we're gonna have a tote for plastic baggies. And you know, again, part of having all these cleaners, I'll just buy them because I don't know if I have any. So it's very, very important that I'm able to see what I have, because I will come and just check here. So let's keep that organized. Also, my candles don't belong here. They actually belong in a dresser or in the secretary right now in the hallway.
a new history, find out what we can be together. Take my hand and we will conquer the world. This is our final chance.
Okay, let's take a moment and revisit what we started with, because y'all ain't even ready for this.
Cause one day we'll be looking back at this. We were in a big mess together. But we found a way to choose right from wrong. We found the strength to go on together. To go on together. Yeah. To go on together.
We did it! We did it, fam. It was a great, great decluttering day. And once again, it feels amazing to be done. You know what? You and we need to come up with a term for that, like decluttering high. You know, that endorphin rush when you have a freshly decluttered space. Put your ideas down in the comment section below and we'll coin a term for our channel together. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like decluttering videos or productivity type content, money saving content, you're gonna wanna hit that notification bell because my posting schedule is random. You see how big these projects are? And sometimes they just take me a long time. So hit that notification bell so it won't matter when I post, you will be notified. Go say something kind to yourself and we'll see you in the next video.